Hello, Phil at Digital DJ Tips, looking at the Vestax VCI 400 DJ controller. This is a variation on the pretty successful Vestax VCI 400, which was kind of an open format DJ controller. It was deliberately sold as a DJ controller that wasn't for any particular software. Now that means that you can map it, as in open the software that you want to use and make adjustments so that the controls do whatever you want. And for a professional controller, which it plainly is, this is a high-end controller, full metal construction. It's designed for pros to use and for serious amateurs rather than just for dabblers. For that kind of person, there's an attraction to that because you can make the massive amount of buttons on here do really what you want. But I believe what kind of happened was that a lot of people were scared off by that. So Vestax recently has kind of pushed the fact that it can work out of the box with various stuff. And they've got a really good mapping for Tractor. Although the issue with Tractor always is that the jog wheels on any controller that isn't made by Native Instruments don't always work 100% perfectly. In fact, they never work 100% perfectly. 95%, yeah, but never 100. And that's always been a major downfall with mapping non-Native Instruments gear to Tractor software. And with this controller, they decided that they would go the Serato route and put this DJ refers to Serato DJ, which is the flagship Serato controller software, and this version of the controller comes with Serato DJ in the box. It is to an extent a marketing exercise because Serato DJ has been enabled for the original Vestax VCI 400 for a little while now. If you went to Serato's website and bought the Serato DJ software, it would work with this. But the changes here are this faceplate is new. They've put a faceplate on here which is completely mapped out with all the correct lettering and the correct functions for Serato. So it's very easy to see what's what. And the mapping itself is actually the most clever bit of this. Now, if you don't know kind of the difference between Serato and Tractor, Serato licenses its software to the hardware manufacturers which it enables its gear to work with. And then it controls very tightly the mappings, the way they work. So basically any Serato controller that you plug in will work really well out of the box with their software with no extra configuration, no extra messing around. It's a great advantage of using Serato for a certain kind of DJ. You know, the type of DJ who doesn't want to spend lots of time mapping controls, they just want someone else to have thought it all through for them. So what I thought I would do in this review, rather than give you a demo of this thing because, you know, it's a 4-year-old controller. Controllers don't change very much nowadays. They all control the same stuff. What I thought I would do is talk you through the way some of the mapping works and some of the hardware features. So the big thing with the mapping is that these controls down here control 4 decks. So there is a play, pause and a cue for 4 decks. So even though there's one jog wheel, so you can only actually jog 1 deck at a time, there are 4 sets of transport controls. So you never have to switch. The switch is here to switch from jog wheel to jog wheel. From deck to deck, but you only have to, if you just want to be triggering music, then you've got all the transport controls there. I've never seen that before on a DJ controller. It's quite a nice use of these buttons. Now the Vestax controller has these pads here, or rather they're buttons, but they're similar to the pads on the VCI 380 and also on the Innovation Twitch, and also on the DDJ-SX from Pioneer actually, which is kind of the flagship Serato controller. And these have got various modes. So there's hot cue mode, loop roll and sampler. So pressing this button here will then push these into a mode for controlling those functions. They're not quite as nice as those on the Vestax VCI 380 or the Pioneer DDJ-SX because they are solid plastic, hard plastic, and a little bit smaller than the rubberized buttons on those controllers, but they're not bad. One really nice thing about this controller is these big hardware filters. Now you can see as I move one of these, the light comes on to show you it's on, so you don't leave it on by mistake. But these are they will work with anything because this is also a standalone mixer, so you can plug external sources, microphones, phono as in record decks, CDJs into this, and these filters will still work, so they're not controlling anything in the software. Apart from that, everything is pretty much as you'd expect on this controller. It's got all the inputs and outputs, barring a booth output. There's no booth output on here, so you're going to be stuck if you want to use it in that respect. But apart from that, it's got everything. This little knob here, this little slider here has been mapped for the sampler volume so that you can control the SP6 sampler of Serato DJs overall level there. And overall, it's really good. It's a really nice mapping to the VCI 400. You can still use this controller as a controller for anything else. So although it is sold with Serato DJ in the box and it's designed for you to use in that way, you know, you want to chart your tractor, that's absolutely fine. You want to map it to any other software, that's absolutely fine. With all these buttons at your disposal, why not? A couple of weird things about it. The sync buttons are here. Now, I would have thought they would have been better off down here on this. They've used this third button for sensor, which is when it goes backwards to cut out swear words and stuff. A bit of a weird use that. I thought the sync would be better off down here. And also the trim controls seems to be something to do with Serato rather than this particular controller. Don't move the gain knobs on the screen. So although trim does work, and apparently it's the software that's doing the job there, the actual knobs on the screen and the VU meters on the screen don't move. I don't really understand why that is. But just a couple of little irks there. Overall, I really like it. VCI 400 DJ. If you want to use Serato DJ and you want a really capable controller with lots of control over basically every aspect of the software, and you're also interested in standalone mixer capability, so the flexibility to plug in microphones and CD players and so on. And also the thing that differentiates it, I think, is its size. Although it's quite heavy because it's solid metal, it is still a lot smaller than something like the Pioneer DDJ-SX or the Numark NS6, which really are too big to put in a backpack. You can put this in a backpack and take it down to your gig on foot, which is a big advantage of it and of digital DJing in general. I don't see the need for massive controllers. So there you go, VCI 400 DJ from Vestax for Serato DJ software. As always, I go into a lot more detail on the review on the website at digitaldjtips.com.